light. Thanks for the ride, Bro. Too bad you can't go the rest of the way.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's review, I will be taking a look at the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise, Voyager class, Starscream. One of the best Decepticons to not just come out of this line, but one of the best Decepticons in general in the fandom, as well as being Megatron's second in command, as well as commander of all the Seekers, hence them sharing the same body type. Now similar to his Siege figure, he does come with portholes galore, but in certain areas, such as underneath his wings, which is where I have his null ray blasters, as well as this piece, which will become his robot mode arm, this open porthole, which will become his leg, and this back wing. Now there is an open porthole up here to put weapons on, so yeah, options are always good, but me personally, I keep them like this. Now this wing bend is something I will discuss in robot mode. Now if I'm not mistaken, seeing as I am a bit familiar with the G1 cast of characters. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he and the other Seekers are F-16s. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Seekers are F-16s. Starscream specifically is basically, well, I don't know if this is gray or silver, so I'm gonna guess it's a mix with some red and white stripes, as well as some blue on the back wings. Now, of course, now one thing to note before I get down to the figure itself is that Starscream here is an upscaled version of the original Classics / Universe 2008 Starscream. However, this does it better justice in terms of a Voyager class scale. Now, typical jet Transformers have kibble underneath. However, the kibble on Starscream actually makes sense, since his legs becomes the back, the chest and the arms fold in. Of course, there's the escaping hole, but obviously this will fold into here. More on that later. Now, one thing with the Earthrise figures is that they come with this red piece to serve as some sort of decoder for this. Now, based on what I've seen in reviews and actually getting the figure in hand, there is no words to decode. I checked. Now, you can check from other reviews. Now, this is basically just useless for the Voyagers, but it's there, seeing as that is, well, specifically for Earthrise. Setting that off to the side now. Similar to the new Siege Netflix figures, Earthrise has this cardboard piece that is kind of flimsy. Now, setting that off to the side. Now, actually, you know what? I won't set that off to the side because I will actually consider keeping this in the video. Now, taking a look at the packaging. Here we have Starscream pointing to someplace. He is a Voyager class, obviously from Earthrise. His name is Starscream. Now, I'm pretty sure this is in like some sort of Cybertronian text. Now, one thing I have now noticed in the War for Cybertron figures is that they are now numbered. Now, the numbers is similar to that of the Studio Series figures, which is something that is noticeable. So, he is number 9 of the Earthrise toy line, and being the first Voyager to be released. You see, the first or the second, I can't remember, because his Wavemate Grapple was released. Now, Earthrise does something different. by giving us a view of the Ark being shot down by the Nemesis, an image of the Ark crashing onto Earth, hence Earthrise. Now we got an image of Optimus Prime, Wheeljack, Hound, Trailbreaker, RC, Sideswipe. Now we do have figures of Optimus Prime and Wheeljack. Now there are figures of RC and Trailbreaker coming soon, as well as Megatron, the Quintessons, Shockwave, and guess who that is? Double Dealer. Now we are getting a leader class figure of Double Dealer later down the line, so that's something to expect. Turning onto the back, product shots of Starscream and Robot in jet mode, along with a Battle Master who apparently suits his color scheme. Now one thing I did notice is that, guess what? We have an image of Galvatron floating through space. What this means is that we are possibly getting a Galvatron figure. Now, let's hope that when Megatron does become Galvatron, if that is possible, let's hope that Starscream doesn't do what he did in the 1986 movie and basically, you know, get disintegrated. For those that have seen the 1986 Transformers movie, you know what I mean. So that's it for the packaging. Now, moving on to the robot mode transformation. Now, he does transform in 30 steps, making him probably one of my favorite complex transforming figures. He's even as complex as some of the Studio Series figures, such as the Voyager class Brawl, who I also taken a look at. And that figure transformed in 36 steps. Now I do like complex and involved transformations when it comes to figures like these. So there's that. Now what's optional is to remove his null rays, but personally I will keep them on for the transformation. So what you want to do is basically fold up the back wings, basically just disconnect. Now one thing to note is that make sure not to pop this off. Now this does give a bit of play value to the overall figure, so he can have like battle damage, such as losing his wings. Now basically what you saw is that I folded up the wings like so. Come back here, but first take this red panel, fold it up like so. Take those pieces, fold them out. Come over here, just extend what will become his legs. Fold these in like so. Take the wings, fold them down like so. Fold up the feet. Now you're going to want to do this for both sides. And split the legs. Here we have the lower region, the bottom half of Starscream completed. Fold down that panel. Then come up here, just untab everything like so. Try not to break the figure once you do transform him, because you'll probably end up damaging the figure over time, but so far I haven't. Then what you want to do is fold out the arms, take that section, extend the arms like so, fold in the fists, do the same for both, like I said, do the same for both sides. Now it is a bit tricky to do. Hold up. It is the same process to do when you do it off screen from the review. Okay, never mind. The other arm is giving me a bit of a problem. Now we have the arms. Then you can take the null rays and then just tab them into the open slots on his shoulders like so. Do the same for both sides. Then take this whole cockpit section, just untab it from here, rotate it, then just tab it down here, but fold up the chest region, Then what I did demonstrate, though I don't know if that counted as demonstrating, is to basically just take this whole section and then just fold it back like so, revealing the head. And here we have more or less Voyager class Starscream from Earthrise in his classic G1 styled robot mode. And this is the Starscream we all know and love and remember from the original series. Now I don't have his wavemate grapple, but I do have another War for Cybertron figure that I reviewed from the Siege line. Now I will do size comparisons, the articulation, along with everything else. Now his nose rays are quite detailed based on what you can see. Now he can hold them in his hands. They can be placed on his legs, on the wings, and this blue section here, now that open tab, kinda gives him this kind of look. However, now seeing as I am a G1 fan, I prefer to have the classic styled look for this character. Moving on to the articulation, but first, let's take a look at that G1 head sculpt. That is G1 Starscream. Look at that. Now, moving on to the articulation and then the size comparison. Now, head is on a ball joint. It can rotate the full 360. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it rotates full 360. The wings can bend like so. Now he does have. Now the only backpack is this piece back here. So I feel like the wings kind of give it extra backpack kibble. Now these folding back is a bit optional if you want Starscream to, have a more cleaner look. Though it does give him a bit of backpack. The arm, now the wings do fold due to the transformation, but the arms rotate the full 360. They can go in and out. He does have a rotation at the bicep due to the swivel joint, bends at the elbow, and because of transformation, there's this weird fist movement. Now he doesn't have any rotation at the fist, no rotation at the waist, which unlike the Siege version does have. Now the legs, if you do move this panel, though the panel is just there, the legs can kick forward that far and back that far, rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee like so, and similar to the Siege figures and his Siege counterpart, bend at there's ankle tilt and a bit of foot movement, but due to the transformation it's there. So you can get a lot of posing with your Earthrise Starscream. Moving on to size comparison. Here is my other War for Cybertron figure in my collection, that being the War for Cybertron Siege Netflix Hound. Now the scale fits a bit perfectly since obviously Starscream was a bigger character than that of Hound, and I feel like Hound here serves as a good 1v1 to my Earthrise Starscream. So that's one thing. So now now there is something I want to mention, and that is there is a Target exclusive 2-pack with Starscream's lackeys Skywarp and Thundercracker, who share his body type. And recently there has been rumors of a Voyager class Thrust, along with an online exclusive 2-pack of Thrust's Conehead's teammates, Dirge and Ramjet. So yeah, we're finally getting our trio of not just the original Seekers, but our trio of the Coneheads. So, yeah, guys. Transformers Generations, War for Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise, Voyager class, Starscream. I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one.